Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dion Nicole, and I'm so glad you're here to know that surviving narcissism is real. It's taken me a minute to come back and finish this series, but I want to let you know why, and I want to let you know the effects of narcissistic abuse, why it's important to survive it. This is all good information that we all need to know about all different spectrums of narcissistic abuse, narcissistic behavior. Surviving Narcissism, Part 3, the final series. Everything we need to know, right here on Dion Nicole Inspire. So first of all, I'd like to apologize to all of my subscribers and faithful viewers. I know my channel is small, but I intend to be faithful and dedicated to you and the growth of this channel. The reason it's taken me a minute to finish and complete this series is because I actually got attacked by narcissistic behavior that I had to deal with. It took me off my game. It made me lose a step. It made me go back a step or two just to keep it honest and to keep it real. But what I'm so thankful and grateful for is knowledge, is wisdom, a strong spirit, and a stronger will. That's what brought me back. That's what got me ready to talk to you right now about what it means to survive narcissism. Now, as we talked about in videos 1 and 2, please check it out if you haven't already. There's different types of narcissism. There's different types of narcissistic behavior. So, different people will have different types of experiences. If you haven't already thought about any narcissistic people that you have had to entangle with in the past, think about it now. Do you know who the narcissist is or was in your life that you had to deal with? I know I do. And why did you or why do you currently put up with that abuse? How often are you getting abused by narcissistic people or narcissistic traits? You see, everybody doesn't have the disorder NSD. Some people just show qualities or traits in that area. But whatever spectrum people are on, you need to know how to protect yourself. You need to know how to deal with these narcissists. That's why I got my war clothes on today, because we are keeping it real. We really do have to survive these narcissists. How do you do that? What am I talking about? I'm talking about taking your power back. I'm talking about taking your power back. I'm talking about gaining self-confidence, gaining the self-confidence, the self-love that you need, the self-respect that you need to know that it's okay to have your boundaries. It's okay to live in peace, to not be emotionally jarred all the time, to not be shaken up and taken out of your comfort zone. It's okay for you to be okay. Some people feel like they're not living unless they're on an emotional roller coaster or unless they're giving too much of themselves away that they can't afford. You need what you need to take care of yourself wholeheartedly, physically, with your mind and your spirit, emotionally, spiritually, physically. You got to take care of you. So that means no to the narcissist. I take my power back. Now, everybody can't do that just by saying it. And if you need support, I encourage you to get that support. Support can be church organizations, people in your community, neighbors, friends, associates, or sometimes it has to be a therapist group, psychotherapist, whatever it is you need support. I look at this narcissistic behavior and these narcissistic qualities as negative. And I equate negative in the spiritual realm to the devil. So I make it really simple. In my mind, it's all the same, it's just different terms. If you don't want to be consumed with the negativity and the effects of negativity in your life, then it's time to escape. And how do you escape? You escape to positivity. You escape to freedom. You escape to the right spirit and not the wrong one. Okay, so let me back up. What I'm talking about is the effects of narcissistic abuse, first of all. Why do you need to survive narcissism? Why do you need to survive narcissistic abuse? First, you need to realize that it is abuse. It's psychological, yes, but sometimes it can be harmful as well. But whatever the verbal, psychological, emotional abuse is that you're putting up with, you need to know that it has very specific effects on your health. Now, what are you talking about, Dion? Does it really affect my health? Yes, it does. Studies show that this behavior can give you migraines. It can give you depression. It can give you a condition called Hashimoto's, and I'll tell you what that is. Also, IBS, I'll tell you what that is. Rheumatoid arthritis, hair loss, insomnia, exhaustion, brain fog, anxiety, adrenal failure, uh, adrenal fatigue, and many other things this can cause. You need to know about that. You need to know about that. It's important. So, how can this affect my health? Because just like getting beat up in a fight, just like getting run over with a car, just like any other type of physical harm would cause some major physical damages, you trust and believe that emotional harm will cause emotional damage, trauma, PTSD. It's real. It's really real. And not until you research it do you realize that these health issues really exist. So that's why it's important to survive narcissism. That's why it's important to take your power back. That's why it is important to work on loving yourself even the more. How do you do it? How do you survive narcissism? You let the narcissist know what your boundaries are and you stand up for them. You don't back down to your boundaries. Do you want to be confused? Do you want to have self-doubt? Do you want to always feel guilty? Do you want to feel fearful, low self-esteem, conflicted feelings? This is what you'll be left with if you don't stand up for yourself. You need to recognize that the patterns of this narcissistic behavior and the patterns of this narcissistic abuse is actually causing you to change who you really are. Have you become more isolated? Are you ashamed? Are you guilty? Are you even ashamed that you've allowed the abuse to affect you as much as it has? Please don't be ashamed. You need to be happy that you can recognize it, that you have a name for it, that you see what it is, and that you actually do have the power through your will to get healthy again. You must understand from this point on, in order to heal from narcissistic abuse, that you must respect and accept your own feelings. You have to establish those boundaries that you may not have ever thought about. You must educate yourself on what you're dealing with, on what this behavior is that you're dealing with. You need to know when someone is manipulating you. What is it? How does it look? What is gaslighting? How is it that someone is gaslighting you? And you may not even realize that you're being gaslighted. You need to join a support group of people you know or don't know. Research support groups for people that are dealing with narcissists. Reach out to a therapist, a counselor. You have support. There's so many other people in this world that are dealing with this that you wouldn't even imagine. And the best advice is to practice self-care, practice self-love. And I say practice because it takes practice if you're not used to doing it. And how do you ever get really good at doing something? By practicing. So, practice taking care of yourself. Practice feeding your mind with good, positive material. Practice praying and gaining your spiritual strength in God. God is real, and the Spirit of God is powerful. Get connected to your spirit, which should be connected to the right spirit, the right source, which will lead you in ways that you could never imagine. And then you don't have to worry about all of this narcissistic abuse. Because one thing about this abuse, you can heal from it. You can heal from all of the things that I'm talking about. And that is the beauty. Your life is worth your life is worth the living. Your life is worth the peace. Your life is worth the beauty that you only can bring it. Therefore, we will be surviving narcissism today and every day. Recognize manipulation. That is the next video that is coming up, and we'll be talking about so much more. Hang on tight, guys. Dion Nicole Inspire is here to stay. I am transitioning in a move to a new location. At that point, I am creating a studio with a background. I will be going live 3 nights a week, as well as uploading 2 nights a week. So I'm going to be a busy bee. I will be incorporating IBLD, which is my brand name for my merchandise. And I will be incorporating IBLD Energy, which is my brand name for my independent consulting as an energy provider. So there's so much more to come, so much more I want you to see. We will be promoting our book, my book, For My Girls, For My Jai, that I made especially for my daughter that I would like to share with all of you. So there's more to see here on Dion Nicole Inspire. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share this video. I do want to grow on YouTube, and I just want you to know that this is the beginning, and I thank you for joining me in my journey. Take care, guys. We are healing together, and I love you, but God loves you more. Have a great day.